This one is starting to grow now. I have all over the trunk, I have little green spots, new buds emerging, so that's really very good all over the place. So I will have the opportunity of choosing some new branches. Even on the branches I have new growth. That's cool. So I'm going to build the canopy slowly but surely. So that looks good. Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'd like to do some work on this little ginseng ficus. I've been wiring it a few months ago, and I saw that the wire is starting to cut in, so it's time to remove this. Well, wiring in, cutting in the wire, getting in the trunk is not a big concern with ficus trees, because they have some kind of elasticity, and so the wounds disappear rather quickly. So, well, anyway, I'm going to do it before it gets too bad. I'm also going to trim a little, because now that the basic structure is set, if the branches stay in the position where I put them, I hope to finish the tree with just directional pruning. So let's come a little closer and get to work. So I'm going to start at the top here. There's a little spider living here. Don't think he's doing any harm. And I'm just going to use a electrical plier, which can help me to do the first little bend, and then my trusty gin plier. So I'm going to stand for this and unwire everything. The thing is that you can of course cut the wire and then you will not be able to reuse it, but you don't have to, you can cut it. This is a little, that stump that cracks. Now when you unwire, you must do that the way you have been wiring, otherwise your wire will be terribly twisted and you will not be able to use it or reuse it anyway. So, because I did a quite lousy job in the wiring, I have a whole lot of crossing wires. So I'll have to do this a little at the time, but I think it's going to be fairly fast, because there's not a whole lot of wires on it. The good thing when you do this is that you have the opportunity to have a look at every portion of the tree. So here I think I have the first biting in, but let me see, is really not that bad. You see, it's okay. Maybe this is worse. Well, let's find out. Yeah, a little bit, not too bad. Need to get a little closer here. It's always a problem when you are filming. You try to show as much as you can of the work you're doing, but it doesn't make the work easier. So this branch did fairly well, I must say. Again, I have a few new shoots that are growing straight on the trunk. Something I noticed with these ginseng ficuses, they tend to do that. And that's of course good when you need a new branch somewhere, but if you want some maturity on your tree, you just want woody branches. And not juvenile leaves. The noise that you heard was my plier falling, so I'm going to get it. Yep. So, lots of new growth. That's good, but I'm going to remove some of that. So I think that's just one wire here doing these two branches and then the big one here. So you see, it was not a big deal. Like so. And now the same wire on the other branch. Here it is. Supporting the wire and the branch, because it's always bad when you break off a branch, obviously. And now the big wire here, like so, and this tree is now free of wire. So, well, of course it stays in position because it's just freshly unwired. And I'm going to start now from the top here. This is quite an old and ugly leaf, so I'm going to get rid of that. This is the top. So I'm going to let that grow. Just going to do some minor cuttings here. So if you have a look at this branch, you can see we have a fork here, and then we have a branch under, don't want that. Branch under, don't want that. This is a new side branch, so very good. This is a little branch emerging from the trunk. Excuse me. This is also a new branch emerging from the trunk, and I don't think it is a good one, but I'm not completely sure. Here we have a branch, new one, and it's coming from the inside of this curve, so I don't think I want it. Same here, which is even worse. This might be a better one. Now on the other side I don't have a whole lot in the back here, so I might use this as a back branch, but then I'm going to remove this one. This is a back branch, but I have a back branch here, so this might become a side branch, which is very well possible with a little wire. Next time I'm wiring this, I don't need this, I don't need this, so I'm just cleaning up the trunk. And then we have an eye poker here, which is always a strange thing, because these eye pokers, they are supposed to get off the tree because you don't want the view to be blocked. And I'm not completely sure about that. Maybe this is really too much of an eye poker, but this one could be nice. It could block the view a little, so I'm going to leave this one. This is coming from under the branch, so I think this is what I need to clean up from this side. And then on the back I have, well, this is way too small, I don't need that. Here I have some interesting buds. See, I'm not going to use these, that's obvious. This one is growing downwards. And I'm going to get rid of some ugly and old leaves, like this one. It did its job. So when you remove leaves, then of course the buds there will open. So this looks okay. This is growing straight up, and this is an old leaf. Here I have a new branch. It's excellent, but this one is not in a good position. It's too high, and then I can get rid of the little stump here, little branch here, too close to the trunk. Same for this. And as you see, slowly it looks like a tree instead of a bush. Well, that's the idea. I have a little new shoot here, I have a little new shoot there, so that makes me wonder if I need this, and I don't think it. This is on top of the branch. I have new growth here and here, so that might be a lot better. Let's have a look at this branch here. This is good, this is good, this is high. Or is it not? Maybe I can wire this and then do this, and that will make this branch interesting and this not. I think this is better. Yeah. Little shoot, but it's alive, so going to keep that. Don't need that little leaf here. I don't need the leaf here at the inside of this branch and very close to the trunk. So I'm going to get rid of that. This is an old stub that I can clean up a little. So it's going to close a little better. Not bad. This branch, yeah, this is good, this is good. Don't like this leaf here, and this big one can also come off. Okay. I might shorten this just a little. This is a good branch, this is good. This is one growing on top, so I'm going to remove this whole portion here. Starting to get some nice ramification here above, but it means that I'm going to have to cut down quite a lot here. Because, well, it's always top heavy. I think I'm slowly getting there. Might even reduce this a little more. A few big leaves. And I think I'm done. Yeah. This is, of course, always a little problem area. It's the top, so I think it looks quite alright. Just removing a little piece of the apex. And that's it. So, let's have a look at the base now, at the soil. So, of course, I'm going to remove all the leaves that I cut off. And then do a little cleanup. As you might see, this tree is growing in some granite, some lava rock, and that's really all that I have here. This is a weed that I do not want. same here. Well, of course the pot is not the most beautiful pot you can imagine, but in this stage it really does the trick. I have a few sandstones planted here because I like these. Okay, and it hides the defectuous root base here quite well, so probably the roots will grow over the rocks, but this is going to take quite a few years. But hey, we're not in a hurry. So let's have a look from a distance. So here we have it, cleaned up little tree with probably a few more leaves to come off, just to make branches really look like branches. Maybe another wiring in the autumn. I will see about the growth. A little bit of scar here, but well, nothing too bad. We will see in a few months. So this is where we are at now. Some leaves growing straight down can always be removed, but just do it by hand. It's going to clean up all the little pads, which makes the tree far more attractive. So I think this looks rather okay for the time being. So thank you for watching and see you next time.